Huh? Geese?
Geese up high.
You got another one? Well, good morning, guys. Day, I don't know anymore. 5 of 9 days in the north. Got Adam Craig back behind me. Jared's up on the other side. He's the hot gun this morning. Oh, geese coming in here. See if we can't call them in. Well, no luck there. The geese have been tough. They we don't have any goose decoys out right now. So lots of ducks so far. Jared knocked down 4 or 5 just as we were setting up. We got here a little bit late, just a little bit past shooting light. Threw everything out and just got a small pond, same pond as we were at before, but a lot more action this morning. So Adam came up with a pretty good plan to move on the other side here. And there's a nice little draw that we're hoping to get them to come land in. And we're gonna do a short hunt this morning or whatever we decide to do, and then we're gonna head up north to do some grouse hunting because it's open. Glad Jeremy's on the board. I only got a couple shots in. See if we can't get some more. I was gonna wait for them to come in a bit. Let them come in, Jer. I wanted to see you get them circled around and come in cupped. I think they would have. Call them. I can't shoot that far. Jeremy's over there somewhere. I don't even know where he is. He's pretty well hidden. Adam's trying to call some of the ducks from the other side of the pond over here. But Jared got another shot and it kind of landed over on the other side. So probably gather up the canoe at some point and get up all the birds and see if we can't recover that last one. That would make 5 for Jeremy. He did a lot more shooting than I did though. Than all of us. I don't think Adam even got a shot off. He's been mostly calling. It's tricky for him. He's thinking about putting a blind up here, which would be super helpful for us to all get in the blind and hide. It's tricky just sitting on the shore here. You see, that's where I've been sitting right down in here, up against the tree with a little bit of brushing in, but not enough. But we're not set up like the big boys. This is just the DIY duck hunt on a pond. Jeremy had the advantage because they're actually going up that little channel there. So he's got a perfect view of them coming down the pond, where some of ours are landing, they're trying to land over top of our backs. Yeah. We're not seeing them till the last second. Then you try to move and they're facing away from you, and that's not the best way to shoot them.
Yeah.
But, a little bit earlier next time.
Well,
lots of action
earlier.
though.
Yeah.
Compared to last time.
Yeah. Get out earlier and a few times the scouting, I think, could make a big difference.
Yeah. You're gonna leave the pond's gonna rest all week.
Yeah.
And we'll be back. If you're up for it, I'll do it again for sure.
Yeah.
On my way out, it'll be 10 days in the north. We see the ducks, but they're freaking missiles, right?
Oh, yeah.
Last second, last light, they're hard to shoot up where I am, unless you have a pond. Yeah, one just flew up. There's a couple that are landed on the other side. We're keeping an eye on, see if we can't get them to swing by over here in the decoys.
Might be able to walk on here. Well, that was a little more successful, eh?
Yeah, that was a day. Let's get the 2 hours of best activity.
Yeah.
God, we could squeeze it in.
Yeah, that was fun.
I think that's the best way to do it. It's just a couple hours in the morning.
That's normally what I do.
Yeah. It's the most productive time.
Yeah.
Jerry's being patient over there.
He's got his finger on the trigger.
Yeah, he's stuck over there on the point. Make him be a moose man and just leave him over there. He's got lots of birds to think about. He's shooting.
Yeah, but you'll start shooting the decoys. There's one.
You might. And I got a couple wintergreen berries. A lot of people don't know that the berries are actually edible too. They're in season in the fall. Those ones aren't particularly very good. And they're not sweet. Most people know them by the leaves. It smells like wintergreen, like the gum. It's got a waxy leaf and there's a lot of them. Not very sweet though. Kind of bland tasting. So they're going to try to grab all those birds that they can, meet over here, and then we'll walk around. And we're headed up north. I'm doing my trap course up here and we have 2 days off. So what we're doing is we're going to go up north and set up a camp today with tents and see if we can't bang off some grouse because it's open. And I love grouse hunting. So it's a lot of walking. And you just try to find the birds in the woods. They're basically like little chickens, little bush chickens, very well camouflaged. It's early season, so not too many people should have hunted them yet.
That's the lump that I was stuck on.
How many did you end up with? 2?
2.
All that for 2?
All that shoot.
We must have lost some then.
1.
Yeah?
Yeah. Even this one, we had to chase him on shore there, kind of.
Really?
Yeah, he was hiding.
Did you see all those other ones fly in? And I would have been right there too.
Well, they wanted to land. They circled like 4 times. They wanted to land right there.
It's just, it's only because you guys are out there, right? Otherwise
Well,
they might
that's
have
how
done
it was
something.
the other day when I went out and played with a decoy. We'd get a couple coming through, and
Yeah. You can't win. We got a mallard there? Oh no.
Yeah.
Is it a mallard?
Mallard or a black?
Yeah.
Oh, green-winged teal.
It's a small one. That's yours.
That's how big they are.
yeah,
Is that how big they get?
Pretty much, yeah. Big size difference, eh?
Yeah. Look at that.
It's like the pigeons.
No kidding.
All right, so yes or no for the mushrooms, do you think?
You're taking advice from Adam? On
No,
mushrooms?
it's just like if his wife wants to.
Oh, my
or
wife
not.
Oh.
got the mushrooms from the other day. She's like, I'm not eating those.
Oh, I see.
She's like, well, I'm gonna die. I'm like, no, Jer said they're good. I'm like, he seen them, he went over and grabbed them. It's not like he was like, well,
Well,
You know?
try these out on your wife and let me know what
that's what I
happens.
told her. I'm like, I just said, what do we got to lose?
I ate like partially cooked mushrooms a couple times,
Yeah.
and I was on the can all day. And I'm not exaggerating, like starting from 12 p.m. the day before till 10 p.m. the next day.
Yeah.
So it wasn't fun.
I think that just having them something to draw their attention to, although those ones wanted to land, so I think if we weren't moving around and maybe gave an odd quack, they would have been picture perfect.
Well, did you hear them in the air too, quacking at each other?
Yeah.
And then the geese too. I
Yeah.
mean, the geese don't really want to land here, but
Like it was everything you wanted,
Yeah,
except
just-
for bang, bang, bang.
just wasn't there.
Like-
Well, I got a whole box full of empties here.
You got empties to show for it.
Every time, like that's the second time me and you have been on this side, and it seems like this is where we need to be.
It's hard to pick one spot. It's almost like if you have the whole pond, you want just
Everywhere.
multiple spots,
Yeah.
and then set one guy up everywhere, and then they're like,
Spread it
"Well,
out.
we got to."
Somebody's gonna get shooting, right?
Yeah. Take a break. We got a couple hours to go up north. It'll be a bit of a drive, but it's worth it. I love hunting grouse, and I love hunting lots of grouse. We can spend a lot of time around here hunting and not see very many, or flush a lot but not get shots at them. It's pretty thick bush, but if you go up north where nobody else goes, then you get more opportunity at them. They're a very skittish bird when they're highly hunted, but they're not when they're not hunted. Lots of shooting. One more?
2.
Heard 6 shots, so that's about right.
You heard fired 4 shots. And one was a finishing shot because it was on the water, but it was looking like it might want to dive.
Was that was it an injured one?
Yeah.
No, it was one he shot, and then it was injured.
Well, there's 2 more for the pot. So now we got 4. We got enough to eat now.
These are scop, eh?
Another little baby one.
Bluebills. Well, they don't get big.
Oh, okay.
This is a young of the year, though, I think.
Yeah, it
Pin
says-
feathers just coming in on the
Yeah,
tail.
they're barely in. We're gonna take the teleportation unit and the other teleportation unit, so I'll see you guys way out in the north.
Yeah. You want my manual sound effects and flashlights? And then we'll just appear in the north.
Yeah.
You'll have to get me to duplicate that move.
When you get
Yeah.
back.
When we get to the north.
Well, we got a couple hiccups. We don't have too many hiccups. Get some air in the tires. Wasn't gonna film any of this, but it's always interesting to see, like, where we don't need all of this stuff. We're gonna go explore a new area. We can't rely on the food there, and we don't want to. So this is all catch and cook style. So we're just getting a little bit more air in the tires. We're still at Adam's place here. Grapes, homemade banana bread, pepperettes. I got 2 varieties hummus, and we got some guacamole. We thought we'd give that a try. And then we're just gonna be snacking with some chips. So in here we got a slingshot ready. So in case we spot any birds straight out, I can jump and grab them. That's a simple slot slingshot, and we're gonna be using steel ammo. Pretty much set to go. Snacks are locked and loaded. I got the guns at the ready in case you never know. You never know what might happen. Might run into a roadkill on the side of the road. That's how the roadkill goes.
This trip is for the birds.
I got my slingshot ready to go.
There's my video title.
What's that?
This trip is for the birds. Just a thumbnail with all ducks and grouse and. What's your plan? Oh, crap. There's lots of track. Quarter an age here. Not neutral, but
Ripping it.
yeah.
So we are pretty far up in the bushes. See what mess we can get into. Oh, get some gasoline and get back on the road. Three hours north of North Bay. We're in a town called Gogama.
Not yet.
Almost. Oh, we still have to go down this road too and then take another turn off?
Gogama's that way. We're going west.
Okay.
Gogama's a bit to the east.
Well, we're not going to
I
Gogama.
think.
We're just going down the dirt
It's just
road.
the region.
Okay. So we're gonna go back about 20 kilometers or so. That's a good number?
Yeah.
We got about, what, 80? If you go 80 this way, we'll end up in some place. New place, different place.
If you travel all the way to the end of it, you end up at Chapleau. But it's a couple hours drive, I think.
Yeah.
I worked up here for a whole summer, actually, pretty much, on this and off this road, working in surveying for hawks in the cutover areas. And so we would camp out for 5 days at a time. You know, we mostly were on the side roads, but we did often commute in and out on this road. And there's always log trucks, and it's all gravel. So I don't remember getting any like smashed windshields, but I'm sure we chipped windshields.
Quick 20 kilometers and we ended up in a pretty major clear cut. But we are actually looking for a bear too. If we see a bear, we'll take a bear. We got some good hanging weather. So this is pretty typical of what we're gonna kind of get into. So they'll cut all of the trees. Well, not all of them, most of them. And it all gets replanted and it's on a cycle. Last time Jerry was out here was 17 years ago. They'll pick a spot, they'll make a road, harvest everything, and then they'll come back in the following season, plant it all, and then it rejuvenates. And it does surprisingly well. You can see how they haven't left a lot of logs and piled up. This will grow back, and actually the wildlife really like these and they're drawn to these areas because berries will grow in here, blueberries, and the wildlife will come in, the moose will use the cuts, the bears will use the cuts too. It's just more edge habitat and animals love that kind of stuff. Well, let's get up on that ridge. You see that ridge over there? maybe we'll see something cool from up there. We gotta put our seatbelts on. We're trying to figure out where we want to be and if we want to be at this cut or not, or if we want to find something a little bit more grown in. And we get something that's like, you know, 5, 6, 7, up to 10 years grown in, we might get some more mature habitat.
There are like huge swaths of jack pine up this way.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be mixed bush. We just got to figure out how we want to spend our time. We want to poke around here and maybe kick one up or two, or do we want to try to find another spot? This one looks a little bit better. It's more mature forest here, and then the gravel path. I wouldn't be too surprised if we don't come up on a grouse on the pathway here.
I like to see that. A little bit of water, a little bit of swamp. I'd hunt this all day.
Wow, we're trying to figure out what to do. So we're gonna go for a walk. We got about an hour to make a decision before we camp. We could camp here. Whether it's a good spot, we don't know. We could camp here and then walk around till dark and try to fiddle around in the dark after that. But there's a water source down here, so we're gonna suit up, load up, and we'll see if we can't spot something down the way. Oh geez, I gotta be careful on these cuts because there's lots of trippy hazards. Places for your leg to get caught. Might flush a grouse here, or who knows what. Already found some moose tracks. A couple more logs, and I'm back into the freaking mature forest. Get my freaking legs caught up in here. Oh, okay. We're through here. This is kind of looking a little bit better. Our grouse habitat. No, I'm completely split up from Jeremy. You guys see the game trails all up in here? These are all game trails. You'll probably be able to find some. There we go. See that there? That's a snowshoe hair pellet. There's just rabbits in here. Look at this thing. Big red squirrel cache. Look at this. He's been working hard, grabbing all these. What he's doing is he's waiting for these to hatch. To spread open so they can collect the seed on the inside. Cool habitat. Oh. No trails. You gotta hop over everything. So this is pretty typical of the streams and brooks you'll get in this area. Tea colored, tea stained is what we'd call it. This is very likely to be a brook trout creek. I think Jerry's making himself toward me. And we'll have a meeting of the minds and figure out what we're gonna do. Oh,
Mushrooms.
yeah, lots of mushrooms.
A little beaver dam there. Not much, but
No.
enough to raise the water level about 20 inches from the creek.
It's what you can see there, pretty small.
Yeah.
Lots of rabbit trails
Oh yeah.
all through here, and you can tell where they're hanging out and the blowdowns and coming out. So I would expect we'd start to see them around dusk if we were down here.
Yeah.
Just hanging out. I don't know. What do you think about this?
It all seems kind of good to me.
Yeah, it's like whether you want to bushwhack all day or not. I'm gonna say we keep this one in mind.
Yeah. You wanted to look at another spot?
Yeah.
Thought you might.
Why do you think that?
Just had a feeling.
Maybe we'll try to find a bushed in spot a little more, like a more mature spot, if we can. If they all look like this, they all look like this. We'll make do.
Yeah, I think what you're going to find is that there's a real mosaic here. I don't know how big the average cut is, but you get lots of different side-by-side cuts of different ages. Like what you can see here, right? You can see fresh cut, then they left a reserve. All that hill's been cut and then replanted. It's all the same age of jack pine. That's like a different cut. Behind us is another age of jack pine plantation again, and then before that we drove through like the mature.
We only have really one more chance to look at something else before we have to decide. If we just wait too long, then we're gonna be sleeping in the car. Here's where you get your moose. Well, we found a little lake over here, and we're expecting to come over the hill and be able to find a spot to camp on this lake over here, but nothing. We're on the worst trail of the whole bunch so far. Oh, there's a campsite here.
Yeah.
A campfire.
Yeah.
But not a very good place to camp. So we've gone down two other roads. I didn't film the last one because the guy was in his towel with his wife and his son. And he said he comes up here every year for 17 years. And this guy's got a whole freaking RV, a tent set up, wood piled up for weeks. I don't know if you saw that or not, but it's a whole setup and a whole RV.
Maybe he's just a COVID prepper.
For God's sakes, man. We can't win. I wanted to be out in the bush by myself with a whole bunch of grouse, and I'm gonna be in the woods with a whole bunch of people and very few grouse by the looks of things. We haven't come up on one bird yet.
What happened?
What's happening?
Well, we've been driving for 80 kilometers.
And we haven't seen one grouse.
Yeah, which is bizarre.
It's madness.
And but we've seen
Absolute madness.
people.
We've seen more people than grouse. We actually we found a place to camp, which was a struggle even. So we're in a sand pit. Fire pit here is a little bit of wood. What's going to be a gravel site. We didn't plan to like set up shop anywhere, so we're going to be pretty nomadic. Let's just cook right on the back of here, Jared. Let's car camp it.
I don't want to get.
But it's
Gotta take everything out.
but it's like we gotta just do it once, like right out of the back of the truck.
I don't know.
You're not gonna do it.
We'll just do it beside the truck.
So it's funny, we have a Coleman stove. So it's like just operate out of the vehicle, hunt, go.
Yeah, we don't have to cut firewood for an hour.
Yeah, that's the thing. You guys maybe appreciate seeing it, but it's a heck of a lot of work that goes into cooking on a fire. And then we can get cooking, eat some dinner. I found a pretty sweet spot tucked here. I'm actually up on top of the gravel mound. I'll show you perspective wise. But there's actually, it looks like a little bit of a tent pad. Actually, I cleared some of the sticks out here already, but it's perfectly flat. And I always have to make sure that I'm far enough away from Jeremy that I can't hear him snore, because I won't sleep at all. So he's down kind of on the other side of the car there. So what we're gonna do is get this tent set up. All right, just gotta clear a couple of branches out of the way. Hasn't been much maintenance on this campsite. Probably no one likes to really camp up here because it's really far away from everything. So way up here, see the car down there? This is an old gravel pit. They would have used the gravel from here to build the roads that are out here. All right, so Jared's got the stove running. We gotta decide what we're gonna eat. Hamburgers? Hamburgers?
I think so.
Unanimous then. Hamburgers it is. We do have our ducks here, but they're not processed, they're not clean. And we have run out of time. So we aren't going to do that. We got some lettuce and we have a tomato too, but we don't have any condiments. We need a grouse in camp here.
More woodpeckers than anything.
Grouse in camp would be good. Maybe this morning or tomorrow morning there'll be one. Just wander through camp.
A what?
Grouse.
Oh, a grouse in camp.
In camp, yeah. Oh, she's on. Ruger 22. We'll see if I use that for grouse or not. It's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be all headshots. And a grouse has a very small head. It's almost ready. We should have brought condiments. Whatever. Can't bring everything. We're already car camping.
With some
I suppose,
Caesar dressing.
yeah, we could have brought everything.
Yeah. Well, I guess so. We're kind of short on space, actually. Between,
Yeah.
like guns and camera gear, and here I got a challenge for you.
What's that?
You have to kill a grouse with a duck.
It's like, is that trading up? Quack.
I don't know.
Quack? Is that what you do when you throw it?
You-
Quack. There's my version of a bush burger. We just need some condiments on them, be all set. That was a delicious dinner. We're getting a couple piles of wood together. Oh, because it's gonna get dark at 7:30 p.m. This is ridiculous. No, I can't go to bed at 7:30. I go to bed at like 9:30 since we're getting up pretty early. We're up at 4:30 this morning to go duck hunting. So we're gonna make a bonfire, I think. Why I feel the chill coming in. That's what happens when you go 7 hours north. I left my house in shorts, and now there's absolutely no way I could be in shorts. Yes, it's safe. There's a giant radius all the way around. It's been raining for 2 weeks straight. There's no risk of any forest fire. Prospects for tomorrow. What do you think? Good?
100% chance of grouse.
How many?
I don't know about your chances, but I'm going to get some.
How many?
We're hunting all day,
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
we got nothing else to do.
dawn till dusk. 40% chance of limiting out.
But how many are you gonna get?
5.
40, but it's only 40% chance of 5.
Yeah. Well, it's 100% for me,
100% chance of 5?
but it's like 6% for you, so I'm doing our average.
Doesn't even make any sense.
It doesn't.
I wanted to see at least one grouse today, and I didn't. So my confidence is not super high.
Yeah, that
was
very surprising.
I'm gonna say we get 2 tomorrow. Like, we're gonna hunt hard and get 2. Who gets them? I don't know. Maybe we'll get surprised. You guys have to keep watching. That's the beauty of this.
Yeah, we don't know, and you don't know.